And so again, you decide. And so look at how you were motivated to do that. Look at the process that you went through. And just like growing up, just like we grow up here, look at the process. It's all part of it. It's all a process. And as we come into each new moment, we are the decider. And once you really realize that and look at that, it's like you just stop and just be now and go, I can decide anything. And what is it that I want to decide? And it's a big challenge to decide to be real, okay, as opposed to everything we've been through, normal, married, happy, loving, spiritual, religious, all these things, all these ideas. And now you have the opportunity to be like the sun shining more than anything you've known. And it's like, gee, how do I do this? Yeah, it's a lot. I know it is a whole lot. And it's all about your intent, that invisible part of yourself, and your intuitive part, your imagination, etc. All these things that are not self-convinced, that are more flexible, and that lead to something that is not set in anything. Yeah, and it's so cool. But that's a big decision because, that personal self, because you have the body and you can feel things and you can see things and you can see others and you can touch them and you want things, etc. And this is all fine. Everything's fine. And then there's something else that, just like, you decided to wholeheartedly sing the NUUU. Well, that invisible part of yourself decided that was your intent that motivated yourself to do that, your personal self to do that. That was that intent. You see that? And so that's not your personal self, but that's the real you motivating the personal self, because you need that personal self to help you get through this. Again, it's looking over that, seeing how you did that, and then deciding to expand upon it, to make it more so to where it's your whole life. Or do you want it just once in a while, and then it becomes a memory, and then people write songs about it like they do. You listen to so many of the songs, it's like, oh, I had a girlfriend and she left me and now I'm lonely and whatever. Most of the songs are about this stuff because, again, the media is controlled, Hollywood, all these things are controlled. So they write these words to keep people in sorrow, thinking that old memories are a big deal, that old memories really mean something. And they don't. They're just all made up. They're puffs of smoke. It's the new now that life is every moment. That's real. And that's with your awareness as opposed to creation. So again, it's always a big decision, and it takes a lot. It takes a lot of help too. It takes a lot of letting go of the old stuff that doesn't work. In other words, you don't have to get rid of your family and friends, no, but you let them be. You just let them be, and you decide your life, your being, every moment. And so it's not chasing anything. It's learning to see that it already is. This is what's so cool about it. So it's not loading up ideas with ourselves, because that becomes stress as we try to chase something. And you don't have to chase anything. It all is. Just decide to take part. Like the sun shining, and just do it. And keep practicing it till you become it. Yeah. No matter how long it takes. And it's going to take you your whole life and beyond that. Because this little self that we created, it's going to soon disappear. And anything can happen at any time to distract you. And you want to consider that very real. The experiences of yesterday, that was another heads up and warning, and Ryan took it to heart too, and others should, because anything can happen and you can become distracted, and then you start all over again, just like what was said here a little bit earlier. You don't want to do that. You don't need to do that, because life already is. It's already complete for us. All we have to do is decide to be with it, but we have to learn how to do that. We have to learn how to recognize that. And so practicing with others. And so in your experience, you have others there that they see that, you want to do something more, and they're willing to help too and take part. And keep in mind that, it's so funny how we've been raised here. It's like, I used to try to tell my mother, it's in book 2, about my experiences, and she would say, oh, that's just your imagination. Well, whatever you experience, whether it's your so-called imagination or your fantasy or whatever, it's all happening. Maybe it's not happening with the next person, but everybody has their experiences. And so we don't want to negate what we experience. We simply learn to face it, and if we don't want it, we don't have to accept it. But it's something to experience, because all these little things that we experience are comparisons. That's what we have not been taught. We need to utilize everything that we're experiencing as a comparison, not just a matter of fact, black and white. It's like, okay, this is the truth, or this is the answer. No such thing. 2 plus 2 is 4. Hey, that's all made up. Wow, math. See, it's a matter of fact. It's like an absolute, and there's no such thing. You decide your experience. And guess what? Every moment, you can be like the sun shining. And you don't have to consider or think about anything. You can just be wonderful. Yeah. Of course, people are going to think you're kind of funny, but again, you don't have to consider what they think. You only have to consider what you think. Yes. And try to find those that can learn to see like you. It's in the seeing. It's not in the thinking. There's a difference. So you're fine. It's all fine, but you keep deciding every moment. Remember, it's moment, moment, moment. There's always a new now every moment. So no matter what you did or feel guilty about, or, oh, geez, I didn't do that good, it was whatever. It's like, throw it out. It's a new moment. Start new now. The sun, look at the sun. It's always new. Doesn't hold on, doesn't hang on, doesn't carry, nothing. Just clear. That's how life really is. It's so real. Isn't that cool to know? Look at it compared to everything else. Compare it to everything else. And that's just the first step. It gets better. We just use that as an example. We're not sun worshipers or anything like that. No. We just use that as the best reference, because compared to the earth, look at all the nonsense that's going on, and the sun doesn't do any of that. It just shines a light on everybody, but all the funny stuff that's happening here, it's nuts. And yet, look at all the people that agree to it, thinking that, oh, this is what life is. It's not life. It's a mess. It's not. What kind of lifestyle is walking around being poisoned every day, Is that your lifestyle? And chasing money, thinking that, oh, I'll buy more things and I'll be special on a poisoned planet? Is that ridiculous? Look at the nonsense that's going on. And it's not about criticizing it. It's just about seeing it and decide to make a better choice. And if you're the only one on the earth, do it. I figured that I would be the only one doing this. Seriously. It's way too much. And now that there are others, this is great. I love to sit here and listen to you and the others that have stepped up, because this makes it more real for all of us to just have a better position with what is taking place here on this earth, because we got to deal with it. And whatever's taking place, all the funny stuff, from the wars to the movies to whatever, you go back to the old days with the cowboys and Indians, they didn't have any of this stuff for the TV. It's all okay. It's all okay. It sometimes said, oh, don't watch TV, you'll be brainwashed or whatever. Fine, be brainwashed. Go through the whole thing. Don't matter. because now you will have great experiences to compare to. Look at Kevin's experiences and how he shares his past lives and all the hell he's gone through and whatever. And I've seen many others too in black magic and all that stuff. Don't matter. Now you have these experiences of great courage that you can compare with something more real, and you can do a lot better. So you let it go. And you have some good fun stories to tell too at the same time. And you do too, everybody does. But now here's your new adventure. And you decided, and when you take the risk to do something different, just like some people have come here to Mexico or do something else, they got out. Some people won't do it because they're afraid, they want to stay where they are. Ava finally did it. And so, and it's not really about that either. It's about you decide. There's so much to it. And I'm just grateful every moment when I hear you and others step up, because it's for you. You add to it. You're like another sun in the sky. Yeah, it's so cool. And the second 2001 movie, which was 2010, there's the hint right there as one example in the movies, and there's many more, but and the movies are fun.